Hey guys, it's TheNappyGoddess. Welcome back to my channel. And I know I've been gone for a minute, but a lot has been happening. Enough something going on my life. Like, my life has taken a complete 360. So I'm in a point in my life where I'm transitioning and I'm trying to adjust to that transition. And let me give you guys details on what have been happening now. So March, the first week of March, my dad came home. For those who don't know, I live with my dad, and my dad came home sick. Now, you know, in this time when you sick, you have to be like, what happened, you know? So my dad came home sick, and in my cough, and you know, that kind of raised my antennas. I'm like, whoa, what, you know? So him come home, him sick, he's coughing and all of that. And of course, I said, Daddy, I have to go get a COVID test. Like, even my mother and my sister overseas, like, they're saying, yeah, you have to go get a COVID test. That. So I watch him, him sick, him a cough. Now, mind you, my dad isn't one of those who reckless. Him never reckless. But from the pandemic started, he has not been reckless. Like, him wash up the plate them and be like, hey, this is one of the COVID methods to make sure say yeah sanitize. Like, him say him no mind washing up the plates because that's a one way him can sanitize and prevent COVID. Always wearing mask. Him and one of them were root for the vaccine, wanted the vaccine to be here, all of that. Pretty cautious, wearing mask. When him, but you know, of course, you still have to socialize. That's the thing with COVID. Like, people don't realize, say, yeah, even though a pandemic is here, we still have to work, we still have to go about with business, and yeah, we have to be as cautious as possible, but shit can still happen. So, him sick, and I think him never go work for, I think, probably 2 days or so in the bed. I mean, my father is not a sickly person. He's diabetic, but I know one of them man, they will always get like the flu or like him only get sick. He's always up and about. So to see him in the bed a cough and sound bad, I'm like, God, what is, you know? So like eventually him go to the hospital, him go like, I won't call any names because I'm not call no hospital name in this video because shit, me soon later in the video me soon telling about the whole experience. So he went by to the hospital, him did I forget a COVID test, like 9 o'clock or 9:30 come. I look in his room, he wasn't there. I mean, I say, yo, what going for daddy? Like, I'm not used to daddy not being home. Like, him always come home, you know? Them hours there. So, what going? Call him phone, him say him still there by the hospital, I wait on the results. But them are gonna admit him. So I'm like, them are gonna admit you? He's like, yeah. I say, is this normal? Like, I don't know of them admitting people when you just go for your test, but I guess because he showed signs of COVID, them did have to isolate him. So he stayed, them did have to hold him till him get back the results. So he was there. Him tell, like when I was talking to him, he's like, the phone on charge. So if I not hear from him, the phone dead. I'm like, okay. So I call my mother, call Sean, and you know, update everybody, or maybe them did talk to him as well. I'm not sure, but I still communicate with them as well. So the next day I said I go carry the charger, go up there, go up at the hospital, left the charger. So the test came back positive, and he had to stay there, he had to stay isolated. They did have to keep him and all of that. So I talk to him and I say I go pack a bag and carry it up there for him. Him tell me, him talk, him tell me what I'm supposed to carry. I did that. Guys, me not lie, I did a fret. Like, me a fret because I said COVID. Because honestly with COVID, me never care about catching COVID, for telling the truth, because based on everything me hear, like young people bounce back. I was just scared. 2 people me did afraid for catch COVID. Well, 3. My mother, even though my mother have no underlying health issues, but shit, she's still, you know, up in age. So she And then especially my grandmother and my father, because my grandmother, she old, and my father, like I said, he's diabetic. So I was very conscious about them three people. Like I said, I don't want them catch it. Then my mother, she live in New York, so she then at the epicenter, they would call it, which for COVID, they like, I just say dash way. So I was very conscious about those three people catching it. And like I said, especially my father and my grandmother. Here we are. I'm COVID positive, and he had to stay in the hospital. I caught it as well because, like I said, we live together within the same space. My brother, him come and go, him not really there around as much. So I wasn't shocked when I got it, but when I get it, it's like, it wasn't anything major, like no strong symptoms. Hopefully there's no, something I go on with me no know. Like, sometimes you have some long-term effects with sickness. Nothing like that not happen. But for me, it wasn't bad. And I did still fret about my father. Even while I was in my COVID positive state, I still fret about my father. I still wonder what go on. I want to hear everything. I want them give me updates. And the nurses, alright, I soon get to that. Alright, because I'm gonna tell you everything. I still fret about him. For me, with my COVID symptoms, I never really feel sick in the day. I had flu-like symptoms, but they were mild. Like my nose did stuff up, but it wasn't anything major. In the night, I had chills though. In the night, I did feel very chilly. I'm gonna have to wrap up and like probably 2 blankets. Like I had chills, but that was it. In the day, I did somewhat alright. I never feel too weak or nothing like that. And then like my auntie, she come over with some home remedies. She came in Kingston with some home remedies to me. I drink a couple of that and I was good again. I not even know if I did even have to wait till like the 14 days period where them tell you I did alright again. Basically, daddy did have pneumonia. He caught pneumonia, and with the COVID, he caught pneumonia with that. So his issue was his breathing. Like him never did get enough oxygen. He couldn't breathe on his own. He needed like a mask for breathe, and like even without the mask, he still had issues breathing on his own. He did have to depend on high flow oxygen. Yeah, that's what it is, the high flow oxygen. He was on high flow oxygen, and even without the oxygen, he couldn't breathe on his own. That was the issues. Like I think your oxygen level supposed to be in the 90s, like 94. His was in the 80s. My sister is a nurse, so anytime I talk to the doctor them, or the doctor them like would have passed on the information to her, and she would have decipher it and tell me what really are going, and it just never did sound good. It wasn't improving, and girl, me did a fret. Like me did a fret. I like that moment was like one of the darkest moments ever. Like I've had bad days, but nothing like this. This was very detrimental. This was intense. But then I'm at the house by myself, and I just sit down on the couch with the phone. I wait for them to call me, scroll up on Instagram a little bit, cry, wait for them to call me again, scroll through Instagram, watching Keeping Up with the Kardashian. I don't even watch that shit, but I just need something to take my mind off for a while on. That never help. That never help at all. And yeah, I was just wait for ear improvement. During the time we talk to him, sometimes him sound good, sometimes him sound under the weather. The scariest moment for me was like when him just get admitted in the hospital. Like I guess he was hallucinating. COVID did that to you apparently. He was hallucinating, and like I call him phone one time, and he must say he must pack up so him can leave, and I'm like, what you mean you pack up so you can leave? Like you can't leave. Them never say you can leave. Somebody said daddy them say you can leave. And like me hear one bugger talking in the background, and he must say sir, and like he must somebody there have an altercation, and I'm like I'm not used to daddy like this. That this was a rare form, but I must say he was hallucinating and so on. Eventually that stopped. Now with COVID, they watch it for 14 days. He surpassed the 14 days. I think he was in the hospital for like the entire month. Yeah, he was in the hospital for the entire month. Nothing improve. So no, let's fast forward to the Wednesday. Just the last Wednesday in the month of March. I hear from the doctor. We get a call saying your father have to go up on the ICU. He needs to be in ICU so he can go on the ventilator because him body tired, like him just tired. And I'm like, Jesus Christ, because I spoke to, like, this was before me get the news, I spoke to his physician, his him doctor will take care of him, and I asked him for like tell me what really happened, like give me details, and he must say him not really know. And I was telling him what was happening because his doctor never did take care of him because his doctor could not be on the COVID ward. Them usually make like the younger doctors do that. So like the doctor said to me, say, well, he's not out of the woods as yet, but if them have to put him on ventilator, then that's the end of it basically. I mean, so Wednesday now when I get the call saying, oh, we have to go put him on ventilator, I have to go in the ICU, like my heart just break, my heart just shut up because I say, like when the doctor saying on my head the replay we say, oh, he have to go, that's like the end of it. I mean, say, what? So I call my sister, she tell me say, okay, like you could have heard it in her voice, and me start cry, like me start break down. She says, see if you can get him things them and ask the doctor them if you can see him before him leave, because mind you, when them a COVID patient and them isolated, you can't see them. Like the last time I saw my dad was when him left out in the morning for go work, and then him go to hospital. That's the last time I saw him, right? So I mean, besides that we did talk over the phone and all of that, but them not make you see them. So my sister she was like, the Wednesday now, she was like, yeah, see if you can get his stuff and see if you can see him before like them put him in the ICU. Thursday morning I went by the hospital and I had to see a doctor face to face because I never feel comfortable, as well as my mother and my sister and everybody else, just never feel comfortable with me just getting news over the phone, and the doctors them so vague and not give enough information over the phone. I spoke to a doctor, won't lie, he was really nice and his words somewhat comforted me. So he might tell me say, yeah, he needs to be in ICU. His body is tired because he has been fighting and his body tired, so he need the machine, which is the ventilator, to basically breathe for him. So right now, like they must say right now, them give him additional oxygen, which is like a wall oxygen. So the high flow oxygen plus the wall oxygen, him they depend that. So he must say to me, say, you don't know what can happen because sometimes them can come around. So like me did ask him something about, so when him going at the ventilator, when him going at the ICU, can I take his things and whatever, and he's like, whoa, him not reach there yet, and you don't know him can make a turnaround. The aim is to get his oxygen level in the 90s, him then at the 80s now, but him can make a turnaround. Again, that was somewhat comforting to me because, like, guys, to all me did desperate to hear any little good news, me just take anything. Looking back, okay, but in the moment me say, alright, that kind of comforting, you know, like the doctor tell me say him can make a come around, so look out for that. Oh, another thing was they gave him, like them did retest him for COVID, and them said, well, if it come back negative, then they will put him in because the ICU has like two sides, the COVID side and the non-COVID patient side. So they're like, oh, if the test come back negative, them can put him in at the COVID side. So I'm like, okay. Left the hospital Wednesday feeling somewhat optimistic. No, left the hospital Thursday feeling somewhat optimistic. We basically pray for the test come back negative, and yeah. Anyway, Friday, go back at the hospital. I think then they get back the test Friday, I think, and they were like, oh, the test come back, the test come back negative, and I'm like, yeah, so them I go put him in the ICU, the negative part now. They're like, it's still full, the ICU still full, and them don't have any machines available as yet. So me I look on them people, they're like, what do you mean I don't have no machine? Like, how can y'all not have any machine? So them I wait for somebody to come off of the machine so then can give him the machine. Listen, you see, I'm gonna reserve the comment here till later on. So I'm like, okay, but you hear saying the test come back negative, so it's like, all right, yeah, things are look up. Saturday I went by the hospital. Saturday was the all-day lockdown. The lockdown was start 12 o'clock till whenever, so I couldn't spend as much time as I did the previous days. And guys, in the previous days I wasn't just there to get update. Like, I run up and down and I ask what them need. Of course, I dep on the phone with my sister, my mother, and I go back and forth with them as well. And I ask where him basically need, like, if him need water, of course you have to go get water, you have to go get pampers, you have to get medication, all of that. I think even Friday I buy like some medication for him. So fast forward to Saturday I go up there, couldn't get much. Like, the most I got was that it might improve, like him oxygen level move up to the 94. Good news, that's a good news. And they're like, yeah, but we did have to move him and position him on his belly. Now, them did say that to me a long time, say, we have to position him on his belly, but that position they're uncomfortable. So that's how the oxygen would have go once in position that way, but it's uncomfortable. So I assume him not depend that position much. Anyway, that day them say it shot up to the 90s, and I'm like, oh my god, like everything has sound good now. The COVID combat negative, oxygen level gone up. Like, I left that hospital feeling so optimistic. I feel good, I feel happy, like I just did feel really good. So Sunday morning, by the way, if doctors call you in the morning, they usually call you in the evening to give you your updates. That's how when them finish do the rounds. Like, based on this experience, them call you in the evening when them done do the rounds. When them done checking on them patients, when them get back certain tests, so they can update the family on what is what. In the evening that go on. Sunday morning, one of the doctors I say, are you Janelle Murdoch? I'm like, yes. Are you the family member of John Murdoch? I'm like, yeah, I'm his daughter. He's like, are you aware of your father's condition? Somebody say, oh, where ma ask me, like, yeah, I've been aware. No, my name depend whatever y'all look on, what kind of question that. But of course, my patience did run thin, but me never did lash out. All of this are just in my head. So I'm like, yeah, I know that the last update I got was that his oxygen level gone up, and in COVID, the COVID test came back negative. Then he's like, your father passed away this morning. And I swear to God, I not even did know how. I sit down on my toilet in the bathroom, and I not even did know how to. I don't know how to react. I don't know how I did feel. I felt numb. I did feel very numb. And like, I start, like, I say, okay, like, what time? He said 6 o'clock. I think me even ask him if I'm sure. Because I'm not like, the doctor did talk to me like I'm unsure about what I want. I said, are you sure? He's like, yeah, I'm so sorry. I asked him, like, I was babbling. It just, I was babbling. Me even ask him if they get the medication. Then me say, you're not even to answer that, because what's the fucking point if they get the medication or not? Shit never help. So that was that. Come off of the phone. I not even did a cry. I feel numb. I felt numb. I called my sister, I tell her. Call my mother, call a couple of daddy friend them, him family member like him sister them, like just people who have been reaching out and want to know what I want. I call him, call like 5 people. I think I call Zavi, and yeah. So that day was very, very stressful. Like I start crying. Like I did go in that room and I start crying and I ask God why. Like I say, why you don't do this to me? Why you don't do this to me? But like honestly guys, the signs were there. Like my son away if I say, oh, I feel like I get psychic powers or what, but leading up to his death, I've gotten some signs where I'm not a superstitious person. At least I think I am a superstitious person, but that's the part of me where I try to deny, because I believe in a God, but I feel as if this time I get so much signs say this is it. You know? I don't want to get into that part, but like my family member, they know me I talk about. The Wednesday when them call me and tell me say, oh, am I gonna need to go up on the ventilator, this voice just tell me say, Janelle, you have to let go, you know. I think you have to let go. I mean I say, oh, I could just let go for my father. Like, what the hell? Like I can't follow that advice. I'm like, that's how the devil talk to you, girl. Ignore that shit. You have to stay positive and you have to stay strong for daddy. You have to pray for daddy, you have to stay strong. And I remember one time I text, we talk about the bills, and I said, I talked to him and I said, Janelle, you're a big girl now, you just take care of it, you need to take care of it. And I said, oh, everything just sounds so final, like the movie I done, you know? And so yeah, the drop of a hat, I start crying, I wash my face and start crying, I eat, I start crying, just anything, I just start ball. Man, Zavi did talk about something, I just break down, because most of it was me really can't believe like that he gone. You know, it just felt very surreal, very surreal. The funeral for me, it was like closure. It was kind of like closure. I mean, or it means that I forgot about daddy now. It's like, all right, this is it. This is the reality. You see the body. You see it go down in the hole. This is the reality now. Now we have to move forward without John. So yeah. So that is that. As for the grieving process, I'm still grieving, I guess. I don't know. I guess that not ever stop. But I feel different. I don't feel like regular J. I not feel like regular J. I feel very emotional. I feel very sensitive. I've always been sensitive, but my emotions just raw now. It just raw, and I somewhat feel as if I'm in a survival mode. I don't know. I feel like I know I'm me alone in this world, because I do have support. I have support from my sister, I have support from my mother, I have support from my friends, and they have shown me overwhelming support. By the way, guys, I love you guys. Yeah, so I do have support, but I somewhat feel as if I'm now living my life alone. Like, as in, I go through certain steps now alone. One time, my father, him did it. Like, he's the go-to guy. Like, yeah, you mega come to. If anything, I'm just go to daddy and make him figure that out. But now it's like, I really have to go try to figure out things by myself. I mean, I do have people, but like I said, even some little something when they in one taxi, and you know them, the El Shaddai and what them taxi there in a town, like them go through them little turn off and this, that, and the third. And sometimes, like in the past, like whenever them I go somewhere, I don't know, I say if anything, I just have to go, if anything, I go call daddy. What day in a taxi and shit, and like him I take the turn off them, and I say Jesus. Like, and you know, reality hit me like, girl, if they take you away, we are gonna call. You know? So yeah, I'm still grieving. I still feel emotional. I still cry sometimes some little corny jokes where me and daddy share, some little inside jokes. I still cry when, you know, like when I say the joke out loud and I'm gonna hear the laugh, the hearty laugh there. I still, you know, but yeah. I mean, I don't know. I guess it's not gonna ever be the same because it's really not the same. So that's just my reality. And now I'm just transitioning in another part of my life. I'm working, like me I go back and forth and I work towards a new chapter because I really feel as if this is the end of an era. Like the book has closed and now it's time for a new book. And I just work towards that and I pray to God say breakthrough, just like breakthrough the near. I feel thirsty for something new, for a new life, or I don't know. Now let me tell you about the customer service now at the hospital, the prominent hospital in Kingston and St. Andrew. No, I'm not a nurse, I'm not a doctor, so I never go nursing school, I never go doctor school. I'm not in the healthcare field. I don't know what them teaching in a school, but it is fuckery, complete fuckery. Now, the nurses, I have, my sister's a nurse, I have friends who are nurses, but me know them. And I know what them going with, I know them heart, I hear what them talk about, I know what them stand for. But somehow out there, y'all got issues. When I have problems, I want to take out on the problems from the family. Like, I can talk to now, hear the stress in our voice. I can talk to about whoever, and I know say, yeah man, the youth send on go Western Union, and then him send on the tracking number and him turn off him phone. Me hear that, me see that, my sister don't have no problems, but that's not my problem. I'm calling to ask about my dad. When I call, don't tell me say, oh, he's still alive. What the fuck you mean he's still alive? I'm not calling to hear if him dead. Give me something. And yes, me know say, oh, as a nurse you can't give much details, but Jesus Father, give me something now. Give me something what we can work with. Not he's still alive. And at this point, to all them nurses go on, me I really wonder what's the purpose? What's your purpose? What are you doing in the hospitals? What I do? As for these doctors, like you guys are very callous. And like me say, I don't know how. I think, you know, them are training to save lives in schools and whatever, but you guys are caretakers. And I don't know if I just me, but I associate caretakers with nurturers. Like me, I expect them to be nurturing. And yes, I take care of my family, but still, when family members call over the phone, like, tell us what it is, but be a bit more empathetic, I would say. You know, because people have feelings. And I deal with and how you treat me, it made me really have to wonder what was going on in the hospital. I saw not treat the patients, I saw not treat my family member, callous. What going? It really made me have to question what going, because guess what? In the COVID, me not hear nothing from my father, because I didn't say this, but that week, the Wednesday to Sunday when him dead, we never hear nothing from him. We weren't hearing anything from him personally, right? Everything update we have to get from nurse and doctor, and I don't know if because him oxygen did so bad that him couldn't talk anymore, but we weren't hearing anything from him, so we don't really know what go on. Them just tell what them want to tell we, and you know them we cover them ass, so we don't know the extent of how bad he was doing. We never know. And then when the doctor them a come and talk about him lungs mash up, like I was telling her, I said to her, I said, that's one of the doctors. I was like tell me in a layman terms what's really happening. COVID is a hurricane, and you know when hurricane happen, it mash up the house. Him lungs mash up. And I said, Bomba, like I know I say layman terms, but damn, I don't know. This pandemic very show up how much of a third world country Jamaica is. Like, yeah, Jamaica hard, you know, man, I like Jamaica is hard, guys. But I think we were blinded by social media, blinded by the online shopping, blinded by globalization and how close we feel to these first world countries. But when shit like this happen now and your ears say, oh, him can't get on the ventilator because there isn't enough ventilator, or you hear say at the hospital I share oxygen, like somebody have to come off of the oxygen because another person need oxygen, you be like, oh, what the fuck really are going? How really are going in another country? You know? So, like, this is not it. Jamaica ain't it, and it really show up in the pandemic. Say we need to do better. We are vote and we are putting these people in place as leaders. And don't get me wrong, them people here, they have tried, or so it seems, but we need more. We need more. The pandemic is said and done. I would really hope say Jamaica open them eyes, Jamaica people open them eyes and realize say things like this with their healthcare system, the educational system. I did a video the other day where I talked about how the pandemic has affected the educational system or the online thing. Yeah, things like that with their meds. You understand? Not, oh, bro gotta lock down the place and bro God say at 6 o'clock we can't come out. Nah, that not important. Turn your damn yard for real, because COVID is out there for real. Shit were important. How them not have no oxygen in the hospital. And them things that with their meds. Why you have to wait? You have to wait on a ventilator. Like, this is life. And them things that were supposed to have meds, yo. As for me personally, again, I'm just going through this grieving process. Whenever I feel I felt demotivated, that's why I never did put out no videos. That's why I haven't even, like, I started a book. I started my book, and honestly, from this happen, I not even add on or subtract nothing to the book. Yeah, I just felt demotivated. I just feel out of it. But now I try get back into the groove of things. I try make more videos for you guys. I've been working out, I'm not lie, because you know your girl has gained some weight. The kids call it thick. I'm gonna take that, but you know there's a thin line between being thick and being fat. So we are trying not to cross the line there. So I've been working out, and that have been helping me. Like it take my mind off of things. It make me feel good about myself. So that helps a lot. And you guys, I have 2 new babies. Yes, I was pregnant, and now I've given birth to the Lavender Appeal as well as Saturday Night Teas. Those are my businesses, guys. The Lavender Appeal is a beauty and wellness brand, because me just feel as if you can't just be a hot girl. Like, yeah, you can look good, you can dabble in a beauty, but is your insides okay? Are you physically okay? So more really say, you know, more want to do a wellness brand as well. So more combine beauty and wellness. And this is not new. This isn't anything new. I know there's enough business out there, enough brands out there where do the whole beauty and wellness. Right now, I'm currently selling jewelry, gold jewelry, earrings, necklaces. This necklace, guys, this is a gold coat of arms, Jamaica coat of arms necklace. I hope you can see that. This is from the Lavender Appeal as well, guys. So, you know, go on my Instagram, go on the Lavender Appeal Instagram, follow and purchase. The other baby, my other baby is Saturday Night Teas, and that's my t-shirt line, guys. You know, I basically sell t-shirts. So head on over to those 2 Instagram page, follow and purchase. You know, get something, guys. Get something from the Lavender Appeal, get something from Saturday Night Teas. So that's what I've been working on since the whole of that, and it helps. It kind of takes my mind off of things. It occupies my mind, because I'm really praying for these 2 businesses to grow, guys. Like, I have so much plans in place for Saturday Night Teas. I have so much plans in place for the Lavender Appeal. And yes, I am still working on my book. And yes, I still want my YouTube channel to grow. As well as I'm working on transitioning into just something new, because I'm just ready for a breakthrough. I'm ready for something different, and with my life, where my life is concerned. So yeah. So I'm back and I want giving us some new fresh contents, guys. I want to do more vlogging, but you know, the vlogging thing kind of because you know, we in a panorama, we in a Pandora, so you know, but it look like so the place are open back, everybody I get up them vaccine and them this, that and the third. So yeah, I want to do more vlogging for you guys. I want to go out with you guys, and that's where I want to take this channel. So look out for that. I'm gonna try to more vlogs, hopefully some haul video as well. Yeah guys, so that's just that. Please like, please share this video, please comment, and if you're not a subscriber, what are you waiting for? Yeah, bye.